Ready to learn about 10 highly rated anime-inspired games that you should play? Greetings, Indie Warriors, and welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. Old Gamer Joe here, and I must admit, I love anime art. Sure, I haven't watched as much anime as I would like in recent times, but it remains one of my favorite art styles, especially in games. I thought it would be fun to share with you an eclectic mix of some of my favorite indies that are clearly anime-inspired, whether it be their art, story, or overall vibe and design. Note that I went for some deeper cuts here, as I tend to like to do on my lists, so expect the unexpected. And real quick, why not help us reach over power level 9000 by heading over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. You'll gain Discord access, early ad-free shows, shoutouts, and so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you, or maybe grab a YouTube membership and you can win the elusive golden genie lamp of approval right next to your name. Voice to the voiceless. At number 10, I love a good Metroidvania game, especially one that respects your time, and Unsighted covers both of those bases. Unsighted, the debut title from Studio Pixelpunk, successfully mixes intense action with a hard-hitting narrative taking place in the world of Arcadia, where a meteor has fallen, and side note, seems to be a popular name to use in games and beyond. You control Alma, who's trying to save her friends from quite literally losing their minds. What makes the game stand out is its unique countdown that revolves around losing your awareness, leading to a system where your choices determine the fate of many characters, including your own. This is where the title of the game comes from, Unsighted, as you can disappear from existence entirely. In order to continue existing, you'll need a specific item to extend time. It's a twist I haven't seen in many games before, and it works to great effect. Combat is sharp with plenty of customizable options, the ability to dual-wield weapons, and more. There's even a co-op mode along with dungeon raids and boss rush. Toss in some amazing anime-inspired art, and you've got yourself one heck of a romp that even the Metroidvania curious should check out. Heck, even if you like classic Zelda games, there's something here for you too. Here comes a great Pokemon-inspired indie release that I'm quite fond of called Cassette Beasts. In all honesty, I haven't played much Pokemon in the last many years, but I'd be surprised if this title from Bitten Studio and Raw Fury isn't every bit as good. As the title implies, in Cassette Beasts, you're able to turn into sometimes adorable creatures via a cassette player. It's a monster taming game through and through, with classic turn-based battles, an overhead view, a massive overworld to explore, and of course, plenty of creatures to collect. The real twist here is the tape mechanic, where you'll record monsters in order to capture them. I love the musical theme of this game, and as you would expect, the soundtrack is pretty damn infectious. The developers have continued to work on the game too, adding even more content, including new areas to explore and even an online mode where you can party up with a friend. It's a truly ambitious release from such a small team that fans of monster collectors can't afford to miss out on. We're going to go back over a decade for our next game, though it did see a re-release on certain platforms in 2022. This is Long Live the Queen, a role-playing sim title following a princess and her quest to become the next queen after her mother has unfortunately passed away. You must try to survive a set amount of time, hopefully reaching your 15th birthday and claiming your rightful place. You'll take part in weekly lessons where you can learn the basics of royalty, improving your stats in various different areas. There's also activities to partake in during your downtime in order to stay in the proper headspace. There's a bunch of different skills to learn, all of which unlock additional actions. Dialogue choices matter here too, with various story paths to uncover and, of course, multiple endings. It's all more strategic than it sounds, with charming art and, honestly, some fairly funny moments too. While critics weren't over the moon about this game, it has grown a fairly large following over the years. The Queen has lived a long time indeed, so if you're a fan of the genre or this concept, check it out if you've yet to do so. Our next release could probably qualify as a hidden indie gem too, which, by the way, every Friday on the channel we have a list of 10 hidden indie gems in our Indie Underdog show, so be sure to check that out. We have a playlist as well. Anyways, The World Next Door mixes elements of visual novels and puzzle games to create a pretty interesting experience that won't take up too much of your time. Telling the story of a teen who becomes trapped in a bizarre alternate world, your goal is to escape before it's too late. Each puzzle plays out through a dungeon. There are various quests and dialogue options to select between as well. Other sections of the game will take place in a high school setting. Puzzles are essentially following a match 3 format involving matching up certain runes of the same color, which allows for magical abilities to be used. Puzzles aren't particularly tough, rather designed to be chill, though there are assist options available if you need them. The main complaint from critics seems to stem from the game's brevity, but overall, I still recommend this one as a nice palate cleanser in between a bigger release. Next on our list, a game that's really designed for you to focus and chill, the greatly loved Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions. Featuring a wonderful soundtrack that's perfect to vibe out to, you'll be presented with a virtual space that you can customize and cutify to your heart's content. Gather spirits and keep track of your actual work in this wonderful stress reliever available on Steam. From soft falling rain to soothing musical pieces, the soundtrack is fully streamer friendly, meaning that you don't have to worry about getting hit with any of those pesky copyrights. The spirit and character customization options are super cute too, and tools such as a to-do list, timer, and habit tracker all work to great effect. You can even earn XP the more the game runs, which allows you to unlock additional content. A built-in web player is just the icing on the top of this delightful release that features some wonderful anime art to boot. If you're the type that easily loses focus, definitely consider checking it out. It might be the best $11.99 you ever spend. What, you didn't think I would make an anime list without something horror-themed, did you? We now turn to The Letter, a horror visual novel that isn't for the faint of heart. Featuring plenty of heavy themes, it's definitely for mature audiences, but for those that can handle this visual novel inspired by franchises like The Ring, well then, you're in for a treat. The story has a little bit of everything: horror, drama, romance, lots and lots of death, you name it. You'll see things unfold through the eyes of 7 different characters, falling under a wretched curse in a game jam-packed with text and choices that matter. The developers went all out too, with full voice acting, some amazing artwork, and a truly chilling soundtrack. You more than get your money's worth with The Letter, as it contains 20 hours of content, and that's just a single playthrough alone, not to mention all of the reasons you have to go back and play again. An awesome release for visual novel lovers, or really any fan of horror in general. You might want to play MULLET MADJACK, our next release, just based on style points alone. If the game doesn't scream anime brought to life from the 80s, then I don't know what does. Taking control of Jack Banhammer, you have a shockingly low 10 seconds to go from floor to floor, destroying everything in your sight along the way, pounding sodas and pulling off vicious fatalities that would make Sub-Zero squeamish. Did you die? Well then, there goes all of your killer upgrades, sadly. There's tons of weapons, multiple game modes, and more in this insanely frantic action romp taking place in the not-so-distant future. Stop evil robots known as Robillionaires, taking in an insane 80s aesthetic that's to die for. The campaign may be brief, but don't let that deter you, as MULLET MADJACK is an FPS like no other that easily earns its $19.99. At the least, toss this one on your wish list, as the game goes on sale often. In fact, it was on sale at the time of this video if you're watching at release, so you might want to hurry on over. It's 25% off. One of the more popular games on this list, In Stars and Time, has gained much respect amongst indie gamers since its 2023 release, and with good reason. Taking place in a made-up fantasy world that is being quite literally frozen in time, you are tasked with defeating an evil king. It won't be long before you get caught up in time itself, needing to loop around in order to solve the game's mysteries. Combat is your typical turn-based affair with the addition of jackpots. It's really that time loop that makes the game stand out, however, as it's really fascinating to notice changes in the world that nobody else does. It works to great effect, but I would also like to call attention to the amazing anime-inspired art, which is truly gorgeous with its colorless aesthetic. I recommend turning back the hands of time and checking out this excellent release for yourself if you missed it the first time. I assure you it's not too late. Hope you saved your appetite for our next release. It's Dungeon Munchies, a game that is so stupid looking on the surface, but in execution it works. An action RPG where you hunt down creatures and cook them up may sound morbid, but don't worry, Dungeon Munchies will have you smiling more than anything. Cooking foes into meals will grant you new abilities, however, you can only hold so much food in your tummy, just something to be aware of. The cooking system may come off as a bit of a gimmick, but it's really fun and the exploration is equally entertaining. There's a great anime aesthetic too, with out-of-this-world pixel art as you traverse various dungeons. The loop of cooking, fighting, and eating is a surprisingly addicting one. Sure, it may be a little undercooked in a few spots, but for the most part, Dungeon Munchies is a delicious and highly original action RPG that should be on your menu. Closing out our list, how many video games let you play as a chicken that gets cheered on by anime girls? Probably more than you would think, now that I think on it, but this is Super Chicken Jumper, an auto-runner platforming game where you'll need to survive treacherous procedurally generated levels by carefully timing jumps. It might look cute, but Super Chicken Jumper has tons of brutal challenges to it, so prepare to die and die often. It's got simple gameplay, a fun arcade retro throwback look, and anime friends that add additional charm to the visual presentation. If you fancy yourself a challenging little precision platformer, this one might be the best of the bunch. That's a chicken joke, not a boob joke. Got it? Okay, don't demonetize me, YouTube. That's gonna do it for this list, folks. We hope you found an awesome anime-inspired game. This was a really fun list to make, so thank you for watching and allowing us to create content such as this for you to enjoy. Voice to the voiceless, and I'll see you on the channel for even more content.